Hello everyone, good evening, and welcome to Old Iron Garage. Thank you for tuning in. So this evening I'm just going to give you an update on my last video, my $10 marketplace find, the benchtop drill press. It is pretty well finished as it can get until I get a couple items in, a couple parts in from Amazon. But anyways, yeah, let's take a look at it. Okay, guys, here it is. So what all did I do to it? Well, starting off, I fully disassembled it, took it all the way apart. And the first thing I did was I started removing rust off of a lot of pieces. Down here, this bare steel surface was all rusty. You can still see a little bit of brown where the rust is in between, inside the grooves of the milling marks, but I'm okay with that. I don't expect it to be perfect. Same thing here. This was all brown with rust, and I'm okay with how it is now. This post was all rusty. These bars for the levers, were all rusty. This was all rusty. The chuck was all, come on, focus. It was all rusty. Having problems focusing. What else? There's other little parts and pieces here that had some rust. Basically, I just used some fine grit sandpaper or steel wool, depending on the part, and some WD-40. This piece was broken. Back here, I don't know if it'll, okay, back here it was cracked and completely broken off, and I used a whole lot of super glue, and I just have it tightened up lightly, and it is holding. If it ever breaks again, I might see if I can find an aftermarket piece that's metal, like steel or something, to replace this plastic one. But that is for the depth gauge, which is now, for the time being, solid and functioning. And if it ever breaks and I can't find a better one, then you know what? I don't have to have a depth gauge. You know, this is a benchtop drill press. I'm not doing any, I'm not like doing mass production work, and I'm not doing any like super fine machining work with this thing. Just boring some holes here and there. What else did I do? I cleaned every single part and piece. Every single part and piece got rubbed down with some WD-40 on a rag to help prevent rust in the future. This guard up here, the belt guard, was dented and bent, and I straightened that out. What else did I do? Okay, so the power head assembly, the motor, this cast block piece, and all the moving parts in it, like the shaft that goes through here and everything. I took all of that apart. I cleaned everything, removed all old grease, and put everything back together with fresh grease. I even greased the bearings in the motor. I'm trying to think what else I did. The chuck, I didn't just remove the rust from the outside. I actually soaked this overnight in a little container of Evappo rust. Turning this, it was really kind of gritty. Like, it turned, but it didn't turn super smooth like that. It was very gritty when turning it. So I knew it had likely some rust, but definitely some dirt and grit and debris inside of it, which, you know, they get that as you use them, you know. Stuff gets in there. After soaking it in Evappo rust and then polishing it with some sandpaper and WD-40 to get all the rust off, and clean it up, I then proceeded to soak it in this solution here. It's a solution I mix up for parts cleaning. I did that. I soaked it. Went back and forth several times, putting it in there and then taking and letting it set, and then taking it out and turning the chuck all the way out, then all the way in, all the way out, all the way in. And I actually had the chuck completely off here. You go up here and with like a punch and a hammer, and it pops off. But anyways, so, you know, I'd put it in there, soak it, take it out, spin it all the way out, all the way back in, and then repeat that process over and over until all the grittiness was gone. And that also removed all of the evapor rust out of the inside of here. Evapor rust is a great fluid to soak rusty pieces and bits in to remove rust, to dissolve rust, but it is water-based. So as soon as you're done with it, you immediately have to get all of the evapor rust solution off or out of the part and put something on there to prevent rust, because if you don't, it will flash rust. So it's kind of a strange fluid. It will remove rust, but it'll also cause rust. So, yeah, so then after several rounds of soaking that chuck in the solution and turning it, spinning it all the way one way, then all the way the other many times, I then wiped it down and just sprayed it with WD-40, worked the WD-40 into it, and wiped it down again, put it back on, and I've been letting the remainder of the WD-40 drip out. You can kind of see some there at the, if it'll focus, you can see some there at the bottom right there. Still some WD-40 and cleaning solution coming out of it. So what does it still need? So these knobs are getting replaced. I had one of them, must have already had like a fracture, and when I went to put it back on and tighten it down, the whole top part cracked and came off. I temporarily super glued it back together, but I don't have much faith in these cheap plastic knobs because of that. So I bought some on Amazon that have brass threaded inserts. They're just like a round ball type knob that will fit. And then the other thing it needs is a power switch. When I went to take this plate off, the power switch basically crumbled and fell apart in my hands. There's what's left of it. Apparently it was all cracked up really badly, like the shell of it, the housing, and it just all fell apart. There was no saving that. It wouldn't have, it just would not have been worth the effort to try to save with super glue. So I ordered an exact identical one off of Amazon. The only thing I did was, with that, was, let me get this here. I salvaged the removable key out of it. I'm going to keep that as a spare. You got to have this in there to turn it on. So anyways, I got new lever handles and a new switch coming from Amazon, real cheap. I did borrow this from my, if you've seen another recent video of mine on the parts cleaner tank, the benchtop parts cleaner tank that I bought, then had problems with and had to fix. This is from that. I just borrowed this temporarily so that this thing will run. So anyways, let's check that out. Try not to zap myself here because, yeah, this is plugged in. This is a 5-speed drill press. The 2 pulleys are like a 5-stack pulley each, so you can change the speed. There's the different spindle speeds you can choose from. I have this on the slowest one, 760 RPMs for the least wear and tear on this light-duty machine. But anyways, as you can see, runs like new. Well, I guess I already showed you that the chuck turns really nicely. Oh, it is missing a chuck key. Did not get one with it, so I ordered a set of different size chuck keys on Amazon. And this, goes up and down like it should. yeah. When you're broke and you want nice things, you take junk and you make them nice. So anyways, I am not into this very much. I don't know, I'd have to sit and add it up, but I don't have very much wrapped up in this, and I'm quite pleased with it. I do have this drill press vise. It is a little bit big for that table, but I tried it out, and by putting it on there at an angle, I can make these mounting slots work with those mounting slots and have some adjustability to move it around where it's needed. But it's not ideal, so I'm going to be looking for a smaller one. Well, as a matter of fact, I found a smaller one on Amazon. I just haven't ordered it yet. I'll do that at a later date. So, anyways, that's that. Alright guys, that's that. That's my benchtop drill press. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you again. If you are not subscribed to this channel and you like what you see on this channel, please hit that subscribe button. Feel free to check out the other videos in this channel. Anyways, yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Alright, bye.